We sat across that empty street where nothing ever really changed. The same old lights, the same old sound, but somehow it felt strange. You looked at me like you once did, before the distance grew, like time forgot what we became and showed me only you. We didn't talk about the past, we didn't ask how long it'd last. We just stayed inside that space like nothing fell away. That was the night we didn't say goodbye. No tears, no words, no reason why. Just two hearts standing side by side, letting silence decide. We didn't try to make it right, we didn't fight, we didn't hide. That was the night we let it be and set each other free. Your voice was soft but held so much, like things you couldn't show. And every pause between your words was louder than you know. I saw the truth inside your eyes, no need to turn away. We both knew where this road would end, but chose not to say. No promises were left to break, no more chances left to take. Just a moment passing through that somehow still felt true. That was the night we didn't say goodbye. No tears, no words, no reason why. Just two hearts standing side by side, letting silence decide. We didn't try to make it right, we didn't fight, we didn't hide. That was the night we let it be and set each other free. The air was cold but we stayed still, like moving mighty rays. The only thing we had left now was sharing one last space. No need to hold, no need to stay, no need to understand. Sometimes love just fades away without a final plan. If I could stop that moment there, I wouldn't change a thing. Not every love is meant to last, but still it leaves a ring of memories that softly stay in corners of the mind. Not heavy, not in pain, just a quiet kind. Like a voice that's feeling weak, every note just drifts away. Like the words we couldn't say, no goodbye, no final line, just a shadow next to mine, fading slowly out of sight into the night. That was the night we didn't say goodbye. No need to ask or question why. We stood there in the fading light and let it pass us by. No broken words, no last embrace, just time we couldn't replace. That was the night we let it end and didn't have feels just the same, but nothing feels like before. We didn't close the door with words, we just walked out that door. And somewhere in that quiet night, we left what we once knew. Without a reason why, just two lives crossing in time. No plans, no promises to hold, just quiet moments in between. You smile like you understood the things I couldn't say, and somehow in your presence everything felt okay. We didn't name what we became, we never tried to place the frame, but something real was always there, hanging in the air. We were almost something real, something more than what we feel, but we never crossed the line. We just stayed between the lines, close enough to understand, far enough to let it end. We were more than just a phase, but less than what we could have been. Late nights turned to quiet talks, where time would slowly fade. Every word we didn't say still found its silent way. You'd look away, I'd do the same, like we both knew the truth. If we tried to hold it close, we might have more to lose. So we stayed where it was safe, in a space we couldn't break. Not too far, not too near, just enough to keep it clear. We were almost something real, something more than what we feel, but we never crossed the line. We just stayed between the lines, close enough to understand, far enough to let it end. We were more than just a phase, but less than what we could have been. Past the places we used to sit without a word, and I wonder if you feel the same silence that I heard. There's no regret in what we had, no anger, no goodbye, just a story left unfinished between you and I. Maybe in another time we would let it grow, maybe we would take the chance instead of letting go. But we chose the easier road, where nothing had to break, even if it meant we'd lose the love we didn't take. Soft and low beneath the sky, every note a quiet truth of the space between me and you. No blame, no right or wrong, just a feeling not held long. Something gentle, something gone, but still lives on. We were almost something real, more than words could ever feel. Even if we let it go, it was something we both know. Not a dream and not pretend, not a loss we need to mend. We were something in between, still the most I've ever seen. Now the world just moves along, like nothing ever changed, but somewhere in my heart it will always stay the same. We were almost and true, and I'll remember you. We walked along that empty road with shadows by our side. No need to fill the quiet space. We let the silence guide. Your footsteps matched the pace of mine, like we had done before. But something felt different now from how it was before. There was meaning in your eyes, even without the lines. We both knew deep inside, but let it pass us by. These are the words we never said, the thoughts still in our heads, the feelings left between the lines. We kept them undefined. No need to speak them out loud. We felt them all somehow. These are the words we let go, but never really lost. You pause like you might turn around and finally let it show. But something held you in that place and told you not to go. I almost reached to hold your hand, but stopped before I tried. Some things are better left untouched than broken from inside. We were standing on the edge of something we could have said, but chose to let it stay unspoken anyway. These are the words we never said, the thoughts still in our heads, the feelings left between the lines. We kept them undefined. No need to speak them out loud. We felt them all somehow. These are the words we let go, but never really lost. Now time has carried us away to places far apart, but every now and then I feel the echo in my heart. It wasn't love we got to keep, but more than just a phase. A quiet truth we never spoke still lingers in the haze. If I could go back to that night, would I change a thing? Or would I let it stay the same for what it chose to bring? Not every story needs a voice, not every heart must speak. Sometimes the deepest kind of truth is the one we couldn't keep. Like a distant lullaby, every note just drifts in air, like it knows what we don't share. No beginning, no clear end, just a space we couldn't bend. Let it fade but still remain, like a quiet trace. These are the words we never said, still alive inside my head. Every feeling left behind still somehow feels defined, even if you are out of sight, but those unspoken memories still visit in the night. The words we never said remain soft and undefined. It started in the simplest way, just small talks and passing days. Nothing big, nothing planned, just your voice in my hand. We didn't think too far ahead, we didn't question where it led. Just let the moments come and go, like we had all the time to know. But somewhere in between the lines, we felt it growing over time. Still we chose to let it be, instead of letting it breathe. We let it slip away so slow, like something we already know was never meant for us to hold. But still we didn't let it grow. We stood so close, we felt it there, but never showed how much we cared. And now it's gone without a sound, like it was never ours. There were nights we almost spoke, that the silence almost broke. Every look, every sign said your heart felt like mine. But we were careful, we were still afraid to bend what we might feel. So we stayed safe inside that space and watched it slowly drift away. We didn't lose, we didn't try, we just let it pass us by. Sometimes fear doesn't show, but it still lets things go. We let it slip away so slow, like something we already know was never meant for us to hold. But still we didn't let it grow. We stood so close, we felt it there, but never showed how much we cared. And now it's gone without a sound, like it was never ours. Now I see it clearer here, what we had was always near. Not a dream, not pretend, just a chance we didn't spend. And though there's nothing left to fix, no broken parts, no heavy weight, there's still a quiet space inside where your memory stays. Maybe we were just too slow, waiting for the perfect moment. Maybe love was at the door, but we never chose to open. Not because it wasn't real, but because we didn't try. Sometimes what we never say is the reason it goes by. Just a nothing ever went wrong. But deep inside I always know we had something close. And even if it's far away, it never fades completely. We let it slip away. We sat beside each other there, but miles were in between. The space was small, feeling close, but not what it could be. Your shoulder brushed against my arm, like something almost real. But neither of us turned to face the truth we both could feel. We stayed inside the fragile line, where nothing had to be defined, close enough to understand, but never take a stand. We were there now together, like a storm without the weather, like a song without a sound, something lost but never found. We were close but never close, more than most but less than most. We were right where love begins, but never let it in. You laughed at things I didn't say, like you could read my mind. And every silence felt so full, but still we stayed confined. We never crossed the quiet line that stood between our hearts, afraid of what we might become if we let it start. So we held back every move, even when we felt the truth. Sometimes fear is just enough to keep us from love. We were there, not together, like a storm without the weather, like a song without a sound, something lost but never found. We were close but never close, more than most but less than most. We were right where love begins, but never let it in. Now the chairs are empty still, but I can see you there, like time is frozen in that place, with something in the air. No regret that weighs me down, no pain I have to hide, just a quiet kind of thought that never leaves my side. Maybe we were meant to meet, but not meant to remain. Some connections come and go without a need to change. Not every feeling needs a name, not every story stays. Some just live between the lines and slowly fade away. Like a truth we didn't show, every note begins to rise, then disappear. still it lasts forever. It wasn't hidden, it was clear, in every glance and every near. The way you stayed a little more than just a friend I knew before. No need for signs, no need to guess. We felt it in the quietness, but something kept us standing still. Afraid to move, afraid to feel. We didn't need to say a word, the truth was already heard. But knowing didn't mean we tried, we let it pass us by. We knew, but let it go like something we were scared to show. It lived between the lines we drew, but never made it through. We stood so close to something real, but turned away from what we feel. We knew, but let it fade and watched it slip away. There were moments we held on a second longer than we should, like time was asking us to choose, but we misunderstood. We played it safe, we played it small, like nothing mattered much at all. But deep inside we both could see what it was trying to be. We kept it where it wouldn't break, even if it meant a mistake. Sometimes safe is not enough when it comes to love. We knew, but let it go like something we were scared to show. It lived between the lines we drew, but never made it through. We stood so close to something real, but turned away from what we feel. We knew, but let it fade and watched it slip away. Now the days are moving fast and life is pulling us apart, but every now and then I feel the echo in my heart. Not a pain that brings me down, not a weight I have to hold, just a quiet kind of truth that never fully gets old. Maybe we were not too late, just too unsure to begin. Sometimes the hardest step to take is letting something in. Not because it wasn't right or something we should fear, but because we didn't trust what was already here. Every note just falls in place, like it knows what we erased. No return, no second chance. stays with me like a soft memory. And somewhere in that quiet glow lives the love we didn't show. I wrote your name in melodies you never got to hear, lines I kept inside my chest that never reached your ears. Every chord was shaped by you in ways I couldn't show. A quiet song I held too long, afraid to let it go. I played it back inside my mind 1,000 different times, but never found the way to let it leave my side. You were a song you never heard, every line without a word, every note I couldn't play still lives in me today. I kept it safe, I kept it low, like something no one else could know. You were the song I couldn't share and never let you hear. We talked about 1,000 things, but never what was real. I hid the truth behind the sound of how I chose to feel. You smile like you always did, unaware of what was there. A melody that stayed with me, but never filled the air. I didn't want to change the tone or risk what we had known, so I let the silence stay and kept it on my own. You were a song you never heard, every line without a word, every note I couldn't play still lives in me today. I kept it safe, I kept it low, like something no one else could know. You were the song I couldn't share and never let you hear. Now time has moved us far away to different songs and days, but every now and then I feel that melody still plays. Not loud enough to pull me back, not soft enough to fade, just something in between the lines of choices that we made. If I could sing it one more time, would it change anything? Or would it stay the same, like a quiet hidden thing? Not every song is meant to be heard by the one it's for. Some are only meant to live inside us evermore. That never lies, every note just floats and bends, like a truth that never ends. No applause, no final sound, just a feeling all around, like a song still left to play, but fades away. You were a song you never heard, still the deepest I have learned. Every note still lives in me, like a quiet memory. Even if it stays unsung, goes on. Now the silence feels the same, but I don't feel the pain. Just a melody that stays in quiet, hidden ways. A song you never heard remains. We always said there's still some time, like nothing had to change. We let the days just pass us by and kept it all the same. No pressure in the way we moved, no need to make it clear, but something in the way we stayed said more than what we hear. We had space, we had the chance, we had more than just a glance, but we never took the step. Now it's something we regret. We had time, but didn't use it. Held it close, but let it lose it. Every moment slipped away, while we thought we had all day. We were right there, we could see what it almost came to be. We had time, but let it go. Now it's something we both know. Yeah, we kept things light, we kept things safe, like that would keep us strong. But something more was underneath that we ignored too long. You'd hesitate, I'd do the same, like we were both unsure, but deep inside we understood what we were waiting for. We didn't need to rush or run, we just needed to choose one. But we stayed when nothing changed. Now it feels too late. We had time, but didn't use it. Held it close, but let it lose it. Every moment slipped away, while we thought we had all day. We were right there, we could see what it almost came to be. We had time, but let it go. Now it's something we both know. Now the clocks keep moving on and we are somewhere else. Different lives, different roads, different versions of ourselves. But sometimes in a quiet place I feel it once again, that version of what we could be if we had chosen then. Maybe time was not the problem, maybe we just didn't move. Sometimes having all the space still means we have to choose. Not every chance will stay the same, not every door stays wide. We thought we had forever there, but it just passed us by. Soft but holding something tight. Every note begins to show what we did and let it grow. No rewind, no second chance, just a slow and fading glance of a moment we once knew, passing through. We had time, but didn't use it. Now there's nothing left to prove it. Every second we let go still echoes more than we know. We were close enough to try, but we let it pass us by. We had time, but let it fade, and that's the choice we made. Now the days just feel the same, but nothing feels the way it did when we were standing there with time to spare. We found a place that felt alright. Somewhere easy, somewhere light. No pressure building in the air. Just simple moments we could share. We didn't ask for something more, didn't open any doors. We let it stay the way it was, like that would be enough. We thought if nothing ever changed, we wouldn't have to feel the weight. But staying still can slowly break what we never chose to make. We stayed the same too long, and something right went wrong. We had it in our hands, but didn't understand. We were close enough to see what it could have been for me, but we stayed where we belong, just the same too long. There were signs we let go by, small moments we denied. Every time it came too near, we stepped back into what was clear. You would pause and look at me like you felt it differently, but we never let it grow. We just let the feeling flow. We kept it safe, we kept control, but lost the chance to let it show. Sometimes holding back too tight turns the wrong into the right. We stayed the same too long, and something right went wrong. We had it in our hands, but didn't understand. We were close enough to see what it could have been for me, but we stayed where we belong, just the same too long. Now the rhythm's moving on and we are no longer where we were. Different paths, a different pace, but still I feel that quiet space. Not a loss I have to hide, not a weight I carry inside. Just a thought that comes and goes, of something we almost chose. Maybe we were just too still, waiting for a stronger will. Sometimes love won't push its way if we don't let it stay. Not every chance will call again, not every moment bends. We had something in our view, but never followed through. Like a truth we recognize, every note begins to fall. Like it understands it all. No return, no need to explain, just a feeling that remains floating softly in the air. Still there, we stay the same too long. Now the moment's gone, we had more than we could see, but let it never be. Still I feel it now and then, what we lost back then. We stayed where we belong, just the same too long. Now the days just move ahead with nothing left unsaid, but somewhere in the quiet flow I still feel what we didn't show. We stay the same too long. sat there with so much to say, but let it fade into the air. Every second felt so loud, but we acted like it wasn't there. Your eyes were searching for a sign, mine were doing just the same, but neither of us moved at all, and nothing ever changed. We felt it in the quiet space, but never gave it shape. We let the moment slowly pass, like it was not meant to last. We let silence win again, let it come and pull us in. Every word we held inside stayed there with nowhere to hide. We were close enough to start, but too far to show our hearts. We let silence win that night, and lost what felt so right. There were chances in your voice, hidden in the way you spoke. Every pause was like a door we were too afraid to open. We stayed careful, stayed composed, like we had something to lose. But in holding back so much, we lost more than we could choose. We didn't need to walk away, we just let it slip to gray. Sometimes doing nothing at all is the loudest fall. We let silence win again, let it come and pull us in. Every word we held inside stayed there with nowhere to hide. We were close enough to start, but too far to show our hearts. We let silence win that night, and lost what felt so right. Now the echoes still remain in the corners of my mind, not a memory full of pain, just something undefined. If I could go back to that place, I don't know what I would do. Would I finally say the words or still stay quiet with you? Maybe we were not too late, just too unsure to speak. Sometimes what we never say is what we truly keep. Not because it wasn't real or something we should hide, but because we didn't trust what we felt inside. Soft beneath the open sky, soft beneath the open sky, every note begins to burn like a message we won't send. No reply, no final sound, just a truth we never found, floating through the empty night, out of sight. We let silence win again, even now I feel it then. Every chance we let it go still echoes more than we know. We were right there, we could see what it almost came to be. We let silence take control and lose it all. Now the night feels just the same, but nothing holds your name. Still somewhere inside my mind, that moment stays behind. We let silence win again. didn't leave because we had to. We left because something felt off. Same days repeating in silence, like we were slowly getting lost. No big reason, no clear sign, just a feeling we couldn't name. So we stepped outside our bewitched night, hoping something would change. We didn't know what we would find, or what we left behind. Just trusted that moving on might show where we belong. We left to find what was missing, something we couldn't see. Not in places, not in people, but somewhere inside of me. Every step was not about distance, it was about becoming free. We left to find what was missing, and found a part of me. New places didn't fix everything, but they made us start to feel. The quiet thoughts we kept avoiding became suddenly more real. In the silence of unfamiliar nights, we finally heard our own voice. Not loud and not stronger, just clearer than before. It wasn't where we chose to go, it was what we came to know, that running doesn't mean escape, but sometimes it creates space. We left to find what was missing, something we couldn't see. Not in places, not in people, but somewhere inside of me. Every step was not about distance, it was about becoming free. We left to find what was missing, and found a part of me. Now looking back, I understand it wasn't about the view, it was about the way we changed and everything we went through. We didn't need a perfect place or something new to hold, just needed time away from noise to listen to our soul. Maybe we were never lost, just too used to staying still. Sometimes you have to walk away to learn your own will. Not every journey brings you more, sometimes it brings you back to the version of yourself you didn't know you had. Like a truth we recognize, every note begins to flow. Like the answers we now know, no more searching, no more doubt, just a feeling we found out. Floating softly in the air, finally clear. We left to find what was missing, and it was never far away. It was hidden in the silence. We were too afraid to face. Every step was not about distance, it was about who we became. We left to find what was missing, and we'll never be the same. Now the journey carries on, but we see it differently. Not to run left without a real reason, just tired of feeling the same. Every day felt like a circle, going nowhere, no change. I thought maybe just some distance would help me clear my mind, but I didn't know what I was looking for or what I'd leave behind. No big plan, no clear direction, just a step away from routine. Sometimes you don't understand it till you've seen what you've seen. I didn't know I needed this time away to just exist, to hear my thoughts without the noise, to make my own quiet choice. It wasn't about running far or becoming someone new. I just needed space to feel something real and true. Different places, different faces didn't change me overnight, but they gave me room to notice what I kept out of sight. In the silence of a long day with nothing left to do, I started hearing parts of me that I never knew. It wasn't fast, it wasn't clear, but something slowly appeared. Not a voice that shouted loud, just a truth without a crowd. I didn't know I needed this time away to just exist, to hear my thoughts without the noise, to make my own quiet choice. It wasn't about running far or becoming someone new. I just needed space to feel something real and true. Now I see things differently, not everything has to change. Sometimes all it really takes is stepping out of place. The world didn't give me answers, it just gave me room to breathe. And in that space I found something that was already in me. Maybe I was always here, just buried under all the noise. Sometimes life gets so loud, you forget your inner voice. Not every journey has a map, not every path is clear, but sometimes getting lost a bit is what brings you here. Like the thoughts I couldn't say, every note just flows and bends, like a story without end. No rush, no need to prove, just a feeling I can use. Something simple, something true, breaking through. I didn't know I needed this, now I finally understand. It was never about the place, but about who I am. Every step I chose to take helped me slowly see I didn't have to go so far to come back to me. Now the days don't feel the same, but not because they changed. I just see them differently in a simpler way. I didn't know I needed this, but now I'm glad I did. But now I'm glad I did. thinking I'd return the same. Just needed space, just needed change. Didn't expect to feel this way, or see things from another place. It wasn't something I could plan. No map could show me where I'd land. But every step I took out there started shifting who I am. Not all at once, not overnight, but slowly in the passing time, something in me came alive without me even trying. I came back different than before, not searching like I was before. I see things in a quiet way. I don't need to chase. It's not about what I have found, but what I let go of somehow. I came back different, that is true, but I'm closer to the truth. There were days I sat alone with nothing but my thoughts at home. No noise to cover what I feel, no way to hide, just something real. At first it felt uncomfortable to face what I had pushed aside, but in that space I understood there's nothing here I need to hide. It wasn't easy, wasn't fast, but it was something built to last. Not a change the world could see, but something deep in me. I came back different than before, not searching like I was before. I see things in a quieter way. I don't need to chase. It's not about what I have found, but what I let go of somehow. I came back different, that is true, but I'm closer to the truth. Now I walk a little slow, not because I don't know, but because I finally feel there's no need to rush what's real. The world is still the way it was, but something in me rearranged. And even in the same old place, I don't feel quite the same. Maybe I didn't need to leave to become who I could be. Believing gave me space to see what was always there in me. Not a lesson written clear, not a voice I had to hear, just a quiet understanding that brought me here. Brought me here. Like the words I couldn't say, every note just flows and bends, like a story that extends. No rush, no need to prove, just a feeling I can use. Something simple, something true, breaking through. I came back different than before, and I don't need to search anymore. I'm not lost like I once was. I'm enough just because. It's not about what I became, or trying to play a different game. I came back different, that is true, and I finally feel like me. Now the days feel more aligned with the way I see my life. Nothing bigger, nothing new, just a clearer point of view. I came back different, that is true, and I'm finally coming through. I spent so long just being who I thought I had to be, following a line I drew without questioning. Every day just felt the same, like I was playing a role, smiling in the right places, but never feeling whole. I Didn't see what I was missing till I stepped outside the frame. Sometimes distance shows you clearly you're not the same. I met the version of me I never knew. In moments I had nothing else to do. No one there to tell me who to be, just space to finally see. It wasn't someone new I had to find. It was someone I had left behind. I met the version of me I never knew, and now I see the truth. There were parts I pushed away just to make it through. Thought I had to keep them small to fit the view. But in the quiet of those days with nothing left to hide, they started coming back to me one by one inside. Not all at once, not loud or fast, but something real that finally lasts. A steady change I couldn't fake or mistake. I met the version of me I never knew. In moments I had nothing else to do. No one there to tell me who to be, just space to finally see. It wasn't someone new I had to find. It was someone I had left behind. I met the version of me I never knew, and now I see the truth. Now I don't feel the need to hide or be what I'm not inside. I let the quiet guide my way more than words can say. And even if the world stays loud, I don't feel lost in the crowd, because I know the place I stand and who I am. Maybe I didn't lose my way, I just didn't look within. Sometimes life gets so loud, you forget where you've been. Not every change is something seen or something you can show. Some just live inside your heart and slowly grow. Like a truth I recognize, every note just flows and bends. Like a story that extends, no rush, no need to prove. Just a feeling I can use. Something simple, something true, breaking through. I met the version of me I never knew, and now I finally feel it's true. I don't need to search outside for something I can't hide. It was always here in me, waiting just to be seen. I met the version of me I never knew, and now I'm living true. Now the days feel more aligned with the way I see my life. Nothing extra, nothing new, just a clearer point of view. The version of me I never knew is finally coming through. I used to fill every moment with noise I didn't need, always chasing something louder just to feel like I could breathe. I never let the quiet stay, it felt too close, too real. Like if I stopped for even 1 second, I would have to feel. So I kept moving, kept the sound to keep my thoughts from coming out. But somewhere in the slowing down, I turned The silence taught me who I am when nothing else could understand. No voice to guide, no hand to hold, just truth I couldn't control. It wasn't easy, it wasn't planned, but now I see what I began. The silence showed me something real and helped me finally feel. At first it felt uncomfortable, like standing in the dark. No place to run, no place to hide, just me and my own heart. But slowly I began to hear the parts I pushed away. Not broken, not too far gone, just waiting there to stay. No pressure, no one else around, just something honest in the sound of everything I used to hide coming alive. The silence taught me who I am when nothing else could understand. No voice to guide, no hand to hold, just truth I couldn't control. It wasn't easy, it wasn't planned, but now I see what I began. The silence showed me something real and helped me finally feel. Now I don't fear the quiet space or try to fill the air. I let it come, I let it stay, and find myself in there. Not everything needs to be loud, not every truth needs words. Sometimes the deepest kind of change is something never heard. Maybe all I needed was to stop and face myself, not run from what I feel inside or be someone else. The world didn't have the answer, it never really did. It was waiting in the silence where I finally lived. Like a truth I recognize, every note just flows and bends. Like a story that extends, no rush, no need to prove, just a feeling I can use. Something simple, something true, breaking through. The silence taught me who I am. Now I finally understand. I don't need to run away or search for another way. Everything I tried to find was always here inside. The silence showed me something real and helped me finally feel. Now the quiet feels like home, not a place I feel alone. It's where I hear what's truly mine every single time. The silence taught me